Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Ani Stewart and today we're gonna make a traditional Russian recipe, Syrniki. Syrniki are best described as savory, cheesy little pancakes. It is a beloved food for all the Russian kids and honestly all the Russian adults all over the world, and everybody's very passionate about the right way to make them. Everybody has their own right way of how to make them, and today I want to share my way of making them with you because I love them so much. They're so delicious for breakfast, they're so yummy in the afternoon, and they're just the best comfort food that brings me back to my mom's kitchen in Moscow, and it just makes me feel so warm and fuzzy inside. So the main ingredient in Syrniki is farmer's cheese. In Russian we call it Tvorog, and I think some people also call it quark or like curdled cheese, or there are all these like names for it because there are all these varieties of it, but I think I will stick to naming it Tvorog because this is exactly what I need for my recipe, and it is a very popular product all over Eastern Europe and I think Scandinavia and Germany, but it's not that popular in the United States, and it is very surprising because it's packed with nutrients, protein, calcium. It's fantastic for you. For people who are concerned about consuming a lot of dairy, this is not your regular dairy product because it is a fermented dairy product. So the lactose in it during the fermentation process turns into lactic acid. For all my lactose intolerant people, this has very little lactose in it. So in 100 grams of this product, we have 16 grams of protein. For all my people who like working out and trying to up their protein intake, think about it. 100 grams of this has 16 grams of protein. It's like having a protein shake or having a piece of meat or a piece of chicken, but instead you're opting out for this. Also, it has 88 milligrams of calcium, it has a tiny bit of iron, and it has 104 milligrams of potassium, which is also a lot. It has very little sugar, it has no added sugar, and it has like 3 grams of carbohydrates in it. Anyway, so like for all the people who work out, this is great, and I highly recommend going to your local like Russian store, Eastern European store, and getting this. I have to check if Whole Foods carries it or if any of the big stores carry it. I get it at my local Russian store in West Hollywood, and I love it. For Syrniki, I need a 9%. I actually would prefer maybe having something a little over, like maybe 15%, but that's what they had at the store at the time, so that's what I grabbed. Oh, it even says natural source of protein, 59 grams of protein per pack. This has 59 grams of protein. I'm sorry I keep like talking about this, but this was really like astonishing for me because almost nothing has so much protein in it. This is great, I love it, but let's get on to making my delicious Syrniki because it is breakfast time and I'm hungry. By the way, if you're here right now, please subscribe to my channel because I'm making new videos every week and you want to know about them. I know a lot of people like making their Syrniki on the stovetop in the pan, but I prefer making them in the oven because they're healthier, and in this muffin pan they all have the same shape and it looks really nice on the plate. First things first, you need flour. I tried to use as little flour as possible, and this is a regular white flour, but you can also try and experiment with almond flour or any other flour you prefer. You also need 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract or coconut extract, whichever you prefer. I will use this canola oil to smear my muffin pan with. First, you crack an egg. A lot of people at this point mix it up with sugar, but I don't use sugar and it's still great. I add my tvorog, the whole bag. Then goes a little bit of the vanilla extract.
And now I mix it all together nicely. I also try to break up the bigger pieces. Some people even put it in a blender, but I don't do that. Now I'm gonna put a little bit of a flour in it. As you can see, I use just a tiny bit, literally less than probably a quarter of this cup. And again, I try to make sure it's all mixed up nicely. A little bit of baking powder so that it gets fluffy in the oven. Now let's organize our assembly line. I smear the canola oil all over the muffin pan. Oh, don't forget a pinch of salt. A big part of my assembly line is a little bowl with flour. And while I'm working on my assembly line, let's preheat the oven to 330 degrees in Fahrenheit. Now I make sure that my hands are covered in flour so that the batter doesn't stick to them. I take my batter and I try and sculpt a little bowl out of it. After that, I dip it into the bowl with flour so that it evenly covers it. And then I put the ball into the muffin pan and I try to press it so that it actually is more of a patty or pancake than a ball. So you want to keep your batter balls kind of small because they will rise in the oven, and you still want to keep that shape of a pancake. So I usually make sure that I only really cover the bottom half of the muffin pan. And you also really want to keep that patty shape or that pancake shape instead of actually making muffins here. So this is the end result, and we're gonna put it in the oven now. After 20 minutes in the oven, you can see how nicely they have already risen. I turn on the broil so that they get all nice and toasty on top. And I keep the broil on for about 5 minutes.
Syrniki have been in there for roughly 25 minutes already, and it's time to take them out. Well, look at that. Look how cute and puffy they are. They will settle down a little bit, but so cute. No, no, no. Bad boy. So here is the end result, my beautiful, beautiful syrniki. I know that a lot of people like to make them in the pan, but I really do prefer making them in the oven because they turn out fluffier and lighter. I put my favorite toppings on it, which is sour cream, blueberry, and a tiny bit of maple syrup. I know people get really creative with their toppings and put raspberries and strawberries and dulce de leche on top of it, but this is what I love. And now it's time to eat it and have a taste. Oh my god, this is heaven. Oh wow, I outdid myself. This is so good. It was my favorite thing in the whole wide world.